walking out of camp right now, and we're actually heading down the trail that leads through Sego Canyon. So I'm just camped just right, basically on the other side of the shrub right here. Sun's still coming up over the over that eastern ridge right there. There's a number of washes like this as you approach the actual. There's one of the first wooden bridges right there that is original. It's no longer obviously operational, but it was used back when this town was in operation. So anyway, for so long I thought that, and I think a lot of people kind of get this impression of ghost towns, is that you walk into the area and you're going to see a bunch of dilapidated buildings, and they're in fairly decent shape. And it's kind of like what you see, kind of Hollywood's depiction of them. Well, that's not really the case at all. In a lot of those ghost towns, and I'm thinking of one in particular, Moab, down in Arizona, that was in fairly good condition. The problem is that when that's the case, it becomes commercialized. And so when I drove into Moab ghost town down in Arizona, I'm like, what's going on here? There was like a cafe there, there was a coffee shop, there was a little band playing, there was gift stores. And I'm just like, well, this is cool and all, but this was not what I envisioned a ghost town to look like. This right here, Sego, is more of what these ghost towns are actually looking like. And there is, this one in particular, there's a number of these types of little structures here as you first enter the town from the south. And you can see that there's a fire ring. There is primitive camping that's allowed up here. There's only like 2 or 3 sites. I snagged one of them last night. I am the only one up here, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's the first time personally I've ever slept in a ghost town that I'm aware of. I've lived in some pretty small towns that could probably be considered ghost town, but technically they weren't. I'm just kind of panning around here. But that structure right there, there's a couple more of those right up here. And I wish I could give you specifics on what exactly I'm looking at. I don't know. When I do have internet connection, I do intend on looking this stuff up. But anyway, this is more like what you would think, or what a ghost town is like, as opposed to kind of the ones that are built up, especially the ones that are like in Hollywood, some of the old cowboy movies. Those ghost towns there, you know, you can still see the signs that say saloon or hotel or whatever it was. Well, that's not really the case. And the problem is that so many of these ghost towns have become commercialized now that, like Mogian, you get there and there's actually shops there. And historically, yes, that was a ghost town. But now they're trying to capitalize on that with businesses. And Mogian's a good ghost town, don't get me wrong. It's up in the mountains, and so you do have to want to get there. But once you get there, and it's a cool vibe. I mean, like I said, I sat out there at a coffee shop and had coffee, listened to the band play, which when I say band, I mean it's a 2-man band, and they're basically just covering songs from the 60s, I think, which is fine. I'm good with that. This right here is the main structure right there that is still obviously standing. There are a number of structures up here that have fallen. So we will get up here and kind of see what's going on. Again, you have another wash right here. When there are heavy rains, it actually is almost impossible to get through here in a normal vehicle, and sometimes 4x4s don't cut it either. So there's another old bridge structure right there. just because I'm curious. I'm gonna come up here and see what's going on. Ugh. Okay, here we are. There you go. This is what it looks like from the top as it goes over the wash. So, and I'm just kind of getting a glance around the canyon here. The where I came from last night, once I came out of Green River and off of I-70, you kind of come into a little town. I wouldn't even call it a town. I don't know what the hell you want to call it. Establishment, encampment, whatever. Called Thompson Springs. And when I say there's not much going on there, I mean, that is like, there's really not much going on there. But anyway, you have to go through it. And once you get through that, then you start actually heading through. You come up the trail into Sego Canyon itself. And after about 5, 6, 7 miles, whatever it is, you come up to what they call Sego Canyon. It's a site. It's for rock art. I have no idea if this got anything to do with this ghost town or not. I'll hit that on the way back out of here. So if you continue on this trail, it does go up a number of miles before it leads into hiking trails, from my understanding. But there's really not much else up there. So there's no reason to go on my way and go all the way up there. But this right here is really the only structure that is still standing. And I have no idea what that was used for. But like I said, I'll get online once I get internet connection reestablished, and I'll see if there's any write-up as far as the history on this thing. So I'm not just showing everybody just a freaking brick building with no context. So it looks like someone actually stays. This is inside of the building right here. It's got a fire pit that obviously is not original to the time that this building was built. If I would have known about this fire pit, I would have stayed up here last night. So I'm not too far away from here right now. But like I said, by the time I rolled into camp last night, or to the area that I camped, I didn't take the opportunity to come up here. Seeing as though I could have actually stayed in this old building, that's something that I would change for next time. Roof is long gone. But yeah, this is the inside of basically the only standing structure that is still around. It's crazy to think that some of the ruins that we've been to in some of the previous videos were actually in better shape than this. So, all right, let's see where this goes. Out the back door, I guess. And just kind of glancing up towards what would have been probably a second level. All right, again, I have not been in here yet, so this is the first time I've been here also. And if you follow, I think if you follow the trails, they're not really trails, it's just kind of areas back here. There is actually a wash that hugs the side of this ridge right here. The cool thing is stuff like this right here. Some of that stuff's actually original to when this place was actually occupied. I know where I stayed, just right down the road, there's quite a bit of that type of debris laying around. Old fence posts that were original to this, when this place was around. This is kind of neat, interesting over here. So, come up here, you have a wooden, and again, more metal debris here. And you got stuff like this right here that is not from this time frame, as far as modern day. So that stuff there's been there for a while. And then this. I just looked over here and I see that. I have no idea what that is, but I intend on finding out here as we walk over there. So it could be something, it could be nothing. And I don't know right now. You're just looking back at where we just came from, right there. And then you kind of have a secondary structure that we have not been to yet. But I don't know if there was an active mine in this area or if this was just a camp that was the town, and then the mine was somewhere else. Yeah, oh, this is a big nothing burger here. But it did pique my interest and I had to look. All right, I'm just continuing to walk around back here because you never know what you're going to find. In areas like this, in the canyon, canyon kind of shoots off in a number of different directions. And while I'm out here walking around, especially early in the morning, I am definitely looking out for stuff that is native to the desert, like rattlesnakes. That I did have a couple of run-ins, not today, not yet anyway, but when I was down in Escalante, down in the slot canyons down there, I ran across a couple down there that, because I was the first one through. This is just a little dried up wash right here. Again, there could be something up. If I were to walk up there could be something up there. I know what's going to happen though, is that when I leave here and I start doing some research on this area and start reading about what some of the cool things are to see around here, that I'm going to be like, damn it. So I wish I would have known this beforehand. But I like little things like this here that are out in the middle of nowhere. Obviously you can see there's nobody else here. And it doesn't get visited real often. Could be because of the road conditions to get up here. It might be due to people just don't take interest in this type of thing. I don't know. This is that second structure right here that's in the back of the one that we just walked through there. So let's see if we can make our way inside here. Yeah, these trees suck. All right. Obviously, this place has seen better days. Let me get a better shot of this. This is turning back around here. And I am now standing in what would have been the inside of it. Coming out. I guess coming out the back. All right. And looking back down at it. Okay. I'm going to shut this video down for a second. And then, again, that's looking up the canyon right there. And you can see the sun being reflected off of the western edge of the canyon. So the sun will actually be coming up over this area here shortly.